our first live yoga class. This is our first class, and the first attempt at this, so see how it goes. Hopefully everybody can see us. As far as props, if you don't have a block or a blanket or anything, just use a pillow, a towel, a belt maybe or something like that if you feel like you're going to need a prop. And above always, this is your practice, your movements, you're in your safety of your home. If it feels good, go for it. If it's a little painful, a little twist, come back, you've gone a little too far or something like that. So just be mindful of your body, and I'll offer maybes and try this and try that and see how that goes. Okay?
If you can't hear us or anything like that, just try to leave a comment, and Mark will, I'm going to be doing the poses, Mark's going to be instructing, and he'll glance up there every now and then. He'll try to remember to, and so please leave any important, pertinent feedback like that on there so we can try to adjust it.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First, we'll get into a seated position. We'll get into our grounding part of the class, practice into meditation. Sit comfortably on your hips or on your butt somewhere. Open up the knees off to the side. You can either sit like this or sit as Rinji's Linzing, opening her knees up. Place your hands somewhere comfortable, somewhere soft and gentle. And you want to just forget about them. And if you haven't closed your eyes yet, close your eyes. And then softly take a couple of breaths here. Take a deep breath in. And sigh it out. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Now, scan your body real quick. Soften the body. Go over places where you're tense and you're tight and loosen up. Soften the forehead. Soften the cheeks and the brows. Soften the chin and the jaw. On the next exhale, soften the shoulders. Release everything and let it go. Soften the elbows and the palms. Soften the fingertips. And then soften the belly. Soften the hips and the thighs. Soften the knees, the feet, and the toes. Now soften your body. Release everything and just let it go. Now begin to draw your attention inwards, towards your breathing, towards your heart space. Just be aware of yourself. Be aware of the now, the here, wherever you are. Begin to deepen the breath. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. And follow the breath here. Follow that rhythm of the inhale and the exhale. Use your own timing. Use your own pace. Use your own movements. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Now bring your palms together close to the heart. Tuck your chin slightly in, slight bow in the head. Take a deep breath through the nose. Open up the mouth and sigh it out. One more breath here. Release the hands off to the side. If you're sitting on something, a blanket, a pillow, something, lift up a little bit and remove it. Place your hands on the mat in front of you and come into your tabletop, your cat-cow position. Now, as you come into this position, open up your knees to be hip width apart, open up your hands to be shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers as much as you can on the mat, engage that mat. On the inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, and look forward. Notice the bend in the spine. On the exhale, tuck the chin, lift up, bring the pelvis in, belly button in, heart rises. Inhale, look forward, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, tuck the chin all the way to the chest, lift up from the shoulder blades, come all the way up. Inhale, look forward. Now move freely here a couple of times, back and forth, using your own breath, using your own timing, using your own movements. Remember, this posture is unique to our breath because our breaths are different. And notice how every time Lindsay moves in and out, the back arches and the back rounds. Press into the mat to lift the shoulder blades up. Inhale, look forward. We'll do one more breath here. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, lift up from the shoulder blades. And then come back into your neutral spine, neutral tabletop. If you've moved around a little bit, adjust your hands and your knees. Lower the hips down, all the way down to the heels. Keep your hands where they are first. Pause here for a second. Find this position. Let yourself loosen up. Let yourself soften up. On the inhale, come up on the hips, round the back, come forward. As soon as your shoulders meet the hands, drop the pelvis, set the gaze forward. Keep your knees on the mat. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, come all the way back, and place the hips back down on the heels. Inhale, come up, rounding the back, shoulders, hands, gaze forward, hips drop. This time, take the gaze a little bit higher if you can. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, come all the way back down to the mat. One more time. Inhale, come up, rounding the back, dropping the pelvis. This time, taking the chin a little bit higher. Exhale, tuck the chin, come all the way back down to your heels, rounding the back as you move down. Spread your knees a little bit wider, bring your heels together. Come into our first child's pose here. Settle into this pose first, loosen up, soften the shoulders, the hips, and the thighs. Sink in really good, nestle into this posture. Make this feel really good for you. Open up your hands, do any adjustments that you need to for this specific posture. This is a softness, this is a reset of the spine. This opens up the hips, engages the groin and the thighs, and loosens up the shoulders as well. A couple more breaths here as you transition out of this. As you inhale, feel your belly drop, and as you exhale, feel it come up all the way into the body. One more breath here. On the next inhale, come up, lift up. Tuck the feet underneath you. Lift up your knees about an inch or two off the mat, activating the core, bringing up the body, firing up the energy, the heat, the control here. Fire up the thighs, the knees, the calves. One more breath here. On your next inhale, take the hips up, elongate the knees, come into your first down dog. And walk your heels in place here. Lift the right heel up, lift the left heel up. Find some movements, loosen up. Loosen the hips, the shoulders, the palms, the wrists. Get really comfy here. Now let's settle in for a couple breaths. Open up your feet about hip width apart. Open up your hands about shoulder width apart. Press the mat down and away from you. Notice how when she does that, the spine lengthens up. Head, neck in line with the spine. Hips diagonal, legs straight forward or bent. One more breath here. Soften the knees, walk to the front of the mat, come into your forward fold. Walk your heels in place here, right heel up, left heel up, soften up the hips, the thighs, and the knees. Grab your elbows on opposite sides, loosen up, shake your head yes, no, find some release here, loosen up the upper body, the lower body, find some movements. Release the hands back down to the mat. On the next inhale, halfway, Slide your hands up your feet, pause below the knees, press into the legs, elongate the spine, neck in line with the spine, set the gaze down to the mat, that way your neck's in line with the spine. Hips out, one more breath here. Exhale, fold down. Soften the knees, inhale, rise all the way up, take your hands up, reach up and high. Exhale, hands to the heart, let it out. Release the hands off to the side. On the next inhale, take the hands above the head, reach up and high. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway, slide the hands up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, take your feet back towards a plank position. Find your plank, open up the feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Draw the core inside the body. One more breath here. Lean forward, bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, come down, all the way down to the mat. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep your feet together, set the gaze forward. Inhale, lift up the torso, lift up the gaze, come into your cobra. Pause here for a second. Keep your elbows tucked in, fingers pointing forward. One more breath. Exhale, come down to the mat. Tuck the feet underneath. Either come up to your knees first or straight to your down dog. Lift up. Find your down dog. Soften the knees, soften the hips. Move around, wiggle. Open up the feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Press the mat down and away, lengthening the spine. Draw the core inside the body. One more breath here. On the exhale, soften the knees, come to the front, forward fold. Inhale halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come all the way up, soften the knees, reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart. Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. Release the hands off to the side. On the next inhale, take the hands up, reach up and high. Exhale, fold down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, come down, fold. Inhale, plank. Take your feet back towards your plank position. Exhale, lean forward, bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep your elbows tucked in. Up dog or cobra. Inhale, down dog, lift up, roll over the feet, take the hips up. Find your down dog. Move up, move your feet up, open up the hands, adjust. Get really comfy here, reset the spine. We'll do a couple more breaths here. Toes pointing forward. Rotate the eye of the elbow in and out. Draw the core inside the body. One more breath. Soften the knees, come to the front, forward fold. Inhale halfway, resetting the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up and high. On the exhale, hands to the heart, let it out. Release the hands off to the side. Now we're going to start adding some movements to this. Inhale, take the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank, take the feet back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, come down, up dog or cobra. And then lift up towards your down dog. Press down and come up. One breath in down dog. On the next inhale, take your right leg all the way up. Exhale, swing it underneath you. Place your right foot in between your hands. Keep the back heel all the way up. Set yourself up here. We're going to come into our high lunge. On the next inhale, press with the front leg and rise. Come all the way up. Hands to the sky. Keep the back heel up. Keep the back leg fully elongated. Bring the left hip a little bit forward to be in line with the right. Front knee above the front ankle. Reach the hands up and high. Keep breathing here. This lengthens the spine, stretches the hips and the thighs, extends the arms. One more breath here. Exhale, fold forward. Frame the front foot. Take the front foot to the back. Find your plank. Take the left foot forward. Right heel all the way up. Frame yourself, keep your hands in front. On the next inhale, press and rise. Set yourself up here, find your balance, open up your feet, keep the back heel up, back leg fully elongated, front knee above your front ankle. Thighs engaged, right hip a little bit forward, left hip a little bit back, hips are in line. Reach up and high with the hands, lengthening the spine, elongating the arms, the legs. On the exhale, frame the front foot. Take the front foot to the back. Drop your knees and take a child's pose. Open up the knees, bring the hips together, or take a closed child's pose. Let it go here, reset. Soften the body. And just checking to see if we're good, okay. Take a couple of breaths here. Let everything go, let everything soften. One more breath here. On the next inhale, come up to place your hands in front of you, come up to your hands and knees, and lift up. Tuck your feet underneath you, and come into your down dog. Lift the hips all the way up. One breath in down dog. Soften the knees, come to the front, forward fold. This time stay in forward fold. Walk your heels in place. Bend your knees a little bit. See if you can come down a little bit more. Try to get your chest to connect to your thighs. So come down as much as you can on bending the knees. Take the peace fingers and grab your big toes with your fingers. Keeping the chest connected to your thighs, toes pointing forward. Start lengthening the knees, lengthening the legs, keeping that connection to the chest and the thighs. Adhastasana. Let go of the neck, let go of the head. The gaze should be in between either your calves or your knees. And keep the breathing. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more breath here. Release the hands, come back to your normal forward fold. Inhale halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come all the way up. Soften the knees, reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart, seal the breath, seal the movement. Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. And release the hands off to the side. On the next breath, take the hands all the way up, reach up and high with the breath. On the exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plank. Take your feet back to a plank position. Pause in plank. Draw the core in. Open up the hands shoulder width. Open up the feet hip width apart. One more breath here. Roll over to the right side of the body. Roll over to the right foot. And take the left hand to the sky. Options are to drop the right knee to the mat to support your hips. Keep your hips in line. Keep the toes pointing out. Keep the hand reaching up. One more breath here. On the exhale, come back to your plank. Take the right foot back out. Readjust, reset. Let's do the other side. Roll over to the left side of the body. Left foot on the mat. Right hand comes up, right leg stacking on top. Options are to drop the left knee to the mat. Keep your hips up. Keep that straight line with the hands. One more breath here. On the exhale, come back down to your plank position. Bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, come down, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog, lift up the hips, open up the feet, open up the hands. 3 breaths here, reset the spine, reset the body. Notice the length in the spine, the pressing of the mat, the toes pointing forward. Lift up the hips a little bit higher, one more breath here. On the inhale, take the right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, swing it underneath you, place the foot in between your hands. We're going to come into one breath, high lunge. Inhale, come up. On the exhale, drop the back heel, warrior 2. Left hand back, right hand forward. Come into this first and let's adjust our posture. Toes pointing away from you, back leg is fully elongated. Your front knee is above your front ankle, front toes pointing forward. Hips are in line. Core is active. Draw the core inside the body and up towards the heart. Keep the right hand forward, left hand back. Set the gaze softly over the right hand. One more breath here. Turn your palms up. Lean a little bit forward, open up. Right hand goes up. Back hand slides down the back leg. Open up, reach up and high in this posture. Feel the extension happening from the hips into the shoulders, the ribs, all the way up to the fingertips. One more breath here. Exhale, front hand to the front knee. Back hand comes into a side stretch. Swing your back hand up and forward. Use that hand on the knee to open up the knee. Don't rest. Open the hips up. Reach up and high with the hand. Try to get a straight line from fingertips all the way down to the heel. One more breath here. Exhale, frame the front foot. Lift up the back heel. Shorten your stance a little bit. Bring the back foot up a little bit. Come into your pyramid pose. And then lengthen the spine. Lengthen the front knee. Both toes pointing forward. Both feet are flat on the mat. Options are to bring your hands up towards your hand, or keep your feet, or keep your hands on the mat. Notice the lengthening in the spine. Bring your left hip a little bit forward, right hip back, putting your hips in line. Keep the breathing. Now fold in on the front knee. Let go of the head, let go of the neck, come all the way down. Take a couple of breaths here. Let the body soften, let the body settle. Good job, Lindsay. One more breath here. On the next inhale, come onto your palms, bend the front knee, get some weight on that front foot. Now, we're going to lift up the back foot. Lean forward and lift up, let the back foot hover. Keep your hands on the mat if it's available to you. Keep your left hip in line with the right. Lower your left hip down. Keep the back heel pointing back, toes pointing down. Back leg is fully elongated. Now start walking your hands a little bit towards your feet. Come into a standing split. See if you can lift up the leg a little bit higher. Keep the left hip a little bit lower in line with the right. One more breath here. On the exhale, bring the foot back down to meet the other one. Forward fold. Walk your heels in place here. Shift side to side and loosen up. Inhale halfway, slide the hands up, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold down. Soften the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take your hands up and high. Exhale, hands to heart. Let it go. Seal the breath and seal the movement. And then release the hands off to the side. Shake it off. On the next inhale, take your hands up and high. Reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale halfway, lengthening the spines, pressing in. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, take your feet back towards your plank. Pause in plank. Lean forward, bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, come all the way down to the mat. Let it go. Lay flat on the mat. Take a breath here. This is a on your belly micro Shavasana. One more breath here. On the exhale, inhale, bring the hands under the shoulders. Tuck your feet, come into your down dog. Lift up the hips. One breath in, down dog. On the next inhale, take the left leg all the way up. Swing the leg underneath you, place your left foot in between your hands. Drop the back heel, warrior two, windmill up. Ah, that's right, forgot about the first one. Thank you, Lindsay. Come into here, one breath. On the exhale, drop the back heel, point the toes away. Right hand forward, left hand back. Now get into this posture first and let's adjust ourselves. Back foot parallel to the mat, back leg is fully elongated. Front knee above the front ankle. Front thigh is active and engaged. Draw the core inside the body, lengthening the spine. Soften the shoulders, back hand all the way back, front hand all the way forward. Set the gaze towards the front hand. Keep the breath here. Sink into your posture. One more breath. On the inhale, Exhale, turn the palms up, lean forward, open up. Front hand goes up as the back hand slides down the back leg. Feel extension, opening happening from the hips into the ribs, shoulders, and fingertips. Lindsay's wrapping her right hand behind her back. This is an option here to open up your shoulders a little bit more. One more breath here. On the exhale, front elbow comes to the front knee, back hand swings up into a side stretch. Use that hand to open up that knee. Try to get a straight run from fingertip all the way down to heel. Keep your hips in line. Keep the breathing. One more breath here. On the exhale, go ahead, frame the front foot, lift up the back heel and shorten your stance. Both toes pointing forward, both feet are flat on the mat. Right hip a little bit forward, left hip a little bit back. If you can get both legs to be fully elongated, good. If not, you can always bend the knee, get into it if you have a little bit sensitive knees or sensitive ankles. And then on the exhale, fold in on that front leg. You can place your hands along the side, framing the front foot, or placing your hands on the front foot, on the front leg. Let go of the neck, let go of the spine, soften the back, and soften the body. Now, scan your hips real quick. If the right hip comes back a little bit, move it a little bit forward. Take the left hip back and right hip forward. Notice that micro adjustments brings the hips in line. Maybe puts a little more sensation on the back and the front thighs. Keep the breathing, soften the breath. One more breath here. On the next inhale, soften the front knee, bend in a little bit, get some traction on the front foot, and then lift up the back foot. So lift it up first, then adjust yourself. See where you are, see how your body feels. Lower the right hip to be in line with the left, get your hips in line. Back heel out, back toes pointing either down or back, no matter whatever feels better. Start walking your hands a little bit close to your feet, lift up the back foot a little bit more, get into a standing split or your version of it. Keep the breathing. One more breath here. Exhale, bring the back foot down to meet the front foot. Walk your heels in place. Loosen up and soften up. Maybe grab the elbows, do another ragdoll here. Shift up, shake your head yes and no. Try to find some release in the upper body and the lower body. On the next inhale, halfway, slide the hands up, lengthening the spine, resetting. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, soften the knees, reach all the way up, reach up and high, reverse swan dive up. Keep your hands up this time. Pause for a second. Lindsay, can you turn them towards the camera, please? Okay, thank you. Open up the shoulders a little bit wider, soften the upper body, loosen up a little bit. Open up the feet about hip width apart. Take a couple of breaths here, let this happen, let this settle. Grab your right wrist. Give a slight tug upwards. On an exhale, roll over towards the left side. Lean over, lean your body towards the left side. Now notice when Lizzie does this, the right hip points out, elongating from the hips into the ribs, shoulders, and into the arms. One more breath here, keep the breathing. Inhale, come back up, release the hands for a second, bring the hands down to your waist. Shake it off and loosen up. On the next inhale, take the hands all the way up, reach up and high, pause for a second, loosen up the shoulders, loosen up the body. Let this posture settle in, let this initial feeling get out of the way. Grab your left wrist, give a slight pull up on the exhale, lean over towards the right side of the body. Elongation happening from the hips into the ribs, extending all the way out to the shoulders and propagating to the fingertips. Her entire left side is being pulled and stretched. One more breath here. And then come back up to center. Keep your hands up, bring your palms together. Let's do a small back bend here. Slowly come back up, keep the gaze either up towards the hands or neutrals. Find your version of a back bend. One more breath here, and then come back up. Hands to heart, pause, notice, and feel. Close your eyes, and just take a couple of breaths here to feel the movements and feel your body. And release the hands off to the side. If you can face forward and come to the front of the mat. Thank you, Lindsay. Wonderful assistant. Inhale, take the hands all the way up, reach up and high.
I'll work here.
Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Stay in your fold position, bend your knees. Take the left foot back to a warrior one. Left foot 45-degree angle. Reset, find yourself here, find your posture, ground your hips, ground your heels, ground everything. On the inhale, lift up and come up. Now, find your posture first and let's establish this. Your front knee above the ankle, front toes pointing forward. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Notice how toes are pointing away. See if you can press the back heel down. Back pinky presses into the mat. Back leg fully elongated. Left hip a little bit forward in line with the right. Maybe you have to take that back foot out a little bit to bring the hips in line. Draw the core inside the body, reach up and high. One more breath here. Exhale, swing the hands behind your back. Clasp your fingers together. Press down with the knuckles. Shoulders away from ears. Opening up the chest. Opening up the shoulders, the ribs. Gaze up, crown up, gaze forward. Keep the breathing. One more breath here. Humble warrior on the exhale, fold forward. All the way down. Keep your hands by your back or lift your hands all the way up to be in line with the head. Find your version of a humble warrior of a forward fold. Keep the breathing. One more breath here. On the exhale, release the hands, frame the front foot. Lift up the back heel, bring the back foot to the front, forward fold. Walk your heels in place. Loosen up and soften up. Inhale halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach up and high. Lengthen with the hands. Exhale, hands to heart. Seal the breath. Seal the movements to the heart. And release the hands off to the side. On the next inhale, take the hands up. Reach up and high. Exhale, fold forward. Stay folded forward. Bend the knees. Right foot goes all the way back. Warrior one. Set yourself up first. Find your positioning in the feet. This will change later. On the next inhale, come up. Take the hands to the sky. Lift up. Reach high. Now, front knee above your front ankle. Front toes are pointing forward. Your back leg is fully elongated. The back foot, the right foot, is at a 45-degree angle. Turn your toes out just a little bit. Press your right pinky into the mat, engaging that back foot. Bring the left hip back, right hip forward, hips in line. Maybe you have to move that back leg out a little bit. Adjust to bring the hips in line. Draw your core inside the body. This is your engine. This is your powerhouse. Lift up with the hands. Crown of the head lifting up. One more breath here. On the exhale, grab the hands behind the back. Press down with the knuckles. Shoulders away from the ears. Chest lifted. Crown elongated. Gaze up or forward, whatever feels better for you. Great posture to counter that movement, that punching over that we do daily on our phones. One more breath here. On the exhale, come bow forward, humble warrior. Hands can either stay by the lower back or lift up all the way to be in line with the head or wherever your version finds this posture. Keep the breathing, keep the grounding, keep your hips, your heels strong and connected. One more breath here. On the exhale, release the hands to the mat. Lift up the back heel, step the back foot to the forward. Walk your heels in place here. Find some release. Now, stay in your forward fold. Bend the right knee slightly. Grab the outside of the left foot with the right hand. Sink into that left leg. Keep your left leg fully elongated. Right knee a little bit bent, just to allow that feature, that twist. And use the right hand to twist your torso in. Maybe take the left hand behind the back, as Lindsay's demonstrating. Set the gaze over the left shoulder. Open up and twist over the left side. One more breath here. On the exhale, come down to your forward fold. Release. Walk your heels in place here and soften up. Bend the left knee just a little bit. Keep the right leg fully elongated. Grab the outside of the right foot with the left hand and twist over towards the right side. Your left leg, your left knee is bent, right leg's completely straight. Sink into that right leg, the right hip, the right thigh. Maybe take the left hand all the way to the sky. Maybe take the left hand behind the back, allowing more opening in the shoulders and rotation in the spine. Set the gaze over the right shoulder. One more breath here. On the exhale, fold forward, find your forward fold. Walk your hips, your heels in place here. Right heel up, left heel up. Move up, move around, soften. On the next inhale, slide the hands up, lengthening the spine halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart, palms together, Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. And this is a good time to check back into yourself, maybe close your eyes, feel the breath, feel your body, feel your heart rate. Everything's elevated, everything's escalated. You're heated, you're alive, you're here. And release the hands off to the side. And as if you can turn towards the camera, please. We're gonna open up the feet about hip width apart. Keep the toes pointing forward. Soften the knees just a little bit, a micro bend in the knees. Engage your thighs. Neutralize your pelvis. Place your hands on your pelvis. Make sure you're not arching back or arching forward. Make sure the pelvis is neutral. Draw the core inside the body. Okay? Turn the palms forward. Reach the shoulders forward and back. Open up the hands. Open up. Everything's pointing forward. This is your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Lift the crown up. Set the gaze forward. And pause here for a second. And this is your mountain pose. Notice I can pretty much move Lindsay a little bit here, shake it off. Now we're going to engage everything from the muscle to the bone to the body. Bring everything in. Clinch and tighten your body. Now she's solid. She's unmovable. Maybe not so much, but you're good. Clinch everything in. Keep that tight. Keep that engagement in the hands and the body. Activate everything, and then release everything. Close the eyes and soften the body. Pause, notice, and feel. Good. Now, bring the feet together, open up your eyes. Bend the right knee, bring the right heel towards the left ankle. Keep your hips in line. Keep the knee pointing out. We're going to start off here first. Get your balance here. Make sure this feels good for you. You can use your hands to balance this up and so forth. Set the gaze forward. Now, if you feel balanced and connected, maybe try sliding the foot up towards the calf. See where you are. See if you're still balanced. If not, bring the toes back down on the mat. Find your balance. No matter where you are, see if you can bring the palms together close to the heart. Maybe lift up the foot to the thigh. Keep that knee pointing out. Keep the hips in line. Keep the gaze forward. Try to find the focal point somewhere on the wall, on the ground to concentrate on. This is our tree stand, tree posture. Tree stand. Lindsay's adding some movements here, taking the hands to the sky. Maybe a small back bend if it's available to you. And when you're done, release, let it go. Take the foot back down to the mat and shake it up. Now let's do the other side. Whichever side you did first, reverse. Take the right heel to the left ankle or the left heel to the right ankle. Keep your hips in line, point the knee out. Keep the toes pointing forward. Find your balance here. Stay here for a couple of seconds. Make this work. When you feel balanced and you feel connected, slide the foot up, maybe up to the calf. See how this feels on this side. Both sides often are not symmetrical. We often feel more on one side than the other. You're balanced, you're good. Maybe take the foot all the way up to the thigh. Avoid the knee. Don't come into your knee. If you're balanced here, take your hands together close to the heart. And then keep the breathing. Find your focal point. Find that dishti, that gaze. Concentrate on a certain spot or a location. And keep the breathing. Options are to take the hands above the head, open up the hands, come into a if back bend if it's available to you. And when you're done, be done. Release the hands, release the foot down to the mat, and shake it off. Good. Good job, baby. Open up the feet a little bit wider than you have. We're going to get into our yogic squat. Turn the toes a little bit out on both sides. Now, fold forward, bend the knees, get your hands to touch to the mat. Now, as you bend your knees, come down, bring your hips down. As you move down, adjust. Move your hands, move your feet, open up the feet, open up the hands. Find a nice, comfortable position for your squat. Maybe place something underneath your tush to sit on, a pillow, or anything that you can find from your home. Once you get into this, notice how Lindsay's using the elbows to open up the knees, pressing the knees away, opening up the hips a little bit more. Bring your hands together. Try to bring your hands close to your chest. Keep the crown elongated. Your spine is straight or somewhat straight. Keep that gaze forward. Engage your lower back. Engage your upper back. Everything is active from the crown all the way down to the hips. Keep the breathing. Keep the breath in and out. Soften the body. One more breath here. On the exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Lift up the hips a little bit. Bring your heels together. Come into a tippy-toe squat. Heels touching together, toes close together. Your knees can be either open or closed, whichever is better for you. See if you can find a place where you can balance on your tippy toes. Lift up the crown. Try to have the back fully elongated, straight, lengthening in the spine. See if your hands can meet the thighs and see if you can balance for a couple of seconds. Good. One more breath here. And then lower the knees down to the mat. Keep your feet tucked in. Can you face forward, please? Thank you. Bring the knees down to the mat. Keep your feet tucked in. Rest your hips on your heels. We're just giving our toes a little bit of flex, the ball of our feet a little bit of waking and movement. Just stay here for a couple of seconds. Let this engage. Let this happen. And then come forward. Release the toes. Open up your knees. Bring your heels together. Come into a child's pose. And soften up. Let it go. Soften the body. Loosen up the hips. Loosen up the thighs, the back, the hands, and the shoulders. Stay here for a couple of seconds, take a couple of breaths, relax. Use this moment to check back into your body, check back into yourself, and then feel. A couple more breaths here. On the next inhale, come up to the hands and knees. Take your feet off to the side, bring the tush to the mat, and bring your feet forward. Stretch your feet out, stretch the toes, the ankles. Find some movements in your feet. Now, bring the heels together, toes together, knees together. Place your hands along the side of your hips, lengthening. Press down with the hands, lengthening the spine, lift the crown up. Bandhasana. Staff pose. Try to create a 90-degree angle between your upper and your lower body. The core is engaged here, the shoulders away from the ears, crown lifted. Maybe press into the mat, lift the tush off the mat just a little bit to loosen up that compression in the spine. And then let it go, come down. Inhale, take the hands all the way up, reach up and high. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, fold forward, soft, forward fold. Let it go. Try not to pull or push yourself down here. This is a soft fold. Maybe bend the knees a little bit, lift up the knees a little bit higher. Let go of the head, let go of the neck. Let your body do the work. Your head and your upper body are heavy enough to give you that stretch. Soften up here and just enjoy this. Take a couple of breaths. One more breath here. On the next inhale, lift up the torso and come up. Bend the right knee, take the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Lindsay, can you turn this way a little bit so we can see you? Thank you. You want me to move the blanket, the mat up? Okay. The left leg, toes are pointing out, heel is pointing out, right knee all the way out. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward on the left leg, Janu Shirshasana. Come down, let it go, soften up. Try not to pull or push yourself down, just soften the body, release the head, release the upper body. Keep that front foot engaged, keep the toes pointing up, keep the leg lengthened. Maybe bend the left knee a little bit, lift up the left knee a little bit higher, release some pressure off the back. Keep the breathing here, soften the body. If you need to make any adjustments, go ahead, shift. Take the foot out, bring the hand forward, bring the knee out. Make some movements here to make this comfortable for you. Make this yummy for your body. One more breath here. On the next inhale, come up, lift up the torso. Bring the right knee all the way up, right foot flat on the mat. Hug your right knee with the left hand. Place your right hand along the side. Use that right hand to press into the mat. Notice how she's lifting the crown, lengthening the spine. Use the left hand to bring the right knee in towards the chest. Set the gaze softly over the right shoulder. Keep your left toes pointing up, left foot fully engaged, active. In this posture, your crown is lifted, your spine is lengthened. Keep the breathing. One more breath here. On the exhale, release that twist and come forward. Take the front foot out and shake it off. Hey, who's feeling this? Okay. She's okay. Take the left foot in. Left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Right toes pointing up, right heel all the way out. Right leg fully elongated if it's available to you. Inhale, take the hands up, reach up and high, grow. Exhale, fold forward on the right side. Janu Shirshasana. Now you might want to open up the right leg just a little bit off to the right side to allow some opening in the hips if you have tight hips or tight groin, which I do. Fold softly on the front knee, soften the body, soften the neck, lower back, upper back, the shoulders, the elbows. Just let the posture happen by itself. Try not to pull or push yourself down. If you feel any tense spots, soften that spot and allow it to be. Keep the right toes pointing up. Keep the right leg engaged. And just keep breathing here. Soften the breath and soften the body. One more breath here. On the inhale, come up. Bring the left knee up, all the way up. Hug your left knee with the right elbow. Left hand on the mat. Use that hand to press into the mat to lengthen the spine. Notice when she presses her left hand in, everything rises. Straight line from the hips all the way up to the crown. Shoulders away from ears. Right hand pulling that left knee in towards the chest. Right toes pointing up, right foot fully elongated. Set the gaze softly over the left shoulder. A nice twist over to the left side. One more breath here. On the exhale, release that twist and face forward. Take both feet out, shake them off, find some release and some movement. Bring your feet together, let the knees flop out. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. This distance can change wherever you are. You can move it out, you can move it in. Make it feel good for you. And then on the next exhale, fold forward, soften up. This is a passive forward fold. Rounding the back, let the head go, let the neck go. Try not to pull yourself down on this posture. Instead, soften the body, soften the spine, soften the neck and the head, and come down. And take a couple of breaths here, let this happen, let the body adjust, let the body soften up, let everything fall into place. Couple more breaths here. On the next inhale, come up. Lift up your torso. Keep your feet where they are. We're going to make our way back on our back, so walk your hands behind you. And then come all the way on your back, keeping your feet together and your knees flopped off to the side. Soften the shoulders, soften the back, soften the neck, and soften the hips and the thighs, and let the knees flop off. Relax here for a couple seconds, nothing to do here, just soften the body. One more breath here. On the next inhale, bring the knees up, keep the feet flat on the mat. Take the right foot to the left knee. Create that figure 4 in your body. Take the right hand and thread it through that figure. Take the left hand on the outside. Grab the left knee, the left thigh, the left shin, wherever you can. And then softly press the left knee into your chest. Try to keep your back of the head on the mat. Try to keep your body grounded to the mat or to the ground. Dorsiflex that front foot, the toe pointing out. And then use that squeeze accordingly based on how it feels good for you. Squeeze tight or loosen up if it feels any tense. One more breath here. And then bring the knee back, the left foot back down on the mat. Slide the right knee over the left knee, stacking your knees as if you're sitting on a chair cross-legged. Now, lift up the hips, take the hips a little bit to the right, an inch or so to the right, as you lower the knees to the left side of the body. The knees come down to the left side. Open up your hands off to the side. Take your right hand off to the right side. At the same time, take the left hand off to the left side. Keep your shoulders connected to the mat. The shoulders are grounded. And set the gaze softly over the right side of the body. This is a reclined spinal twist. In this posture, your spine is twisting like a pearl necklace being rolled or twisted. Options are to take the left hand, press on the outside of the right knee just a little bit to give you that small sensation in the spine. A small press goes a long way here. Just be mindful, be gentle on how you press down with your knee. Take a couple of breaths here, maybe close your eyes, settle into this posture. We'll be here for a couple of seconds. And then release the hands, bring the knees up, take the knees off, disengage, shake it off. Open up your feet about mat width apart. Windmill your knees left and right, or say windshield wiper your knees left and right. Windmill goes like this, left and right. Loosen up your hips. Good. Now bring your knees back up. Take the left foot on the right knee. Create that figure 4 in your body. Left hand threads through, right hand goes from the outside. As you wrap your hands around your right knee, your right thigh, your right shin, wherever you can. And then press gently the right side into the body. Try to keep your chest, your upper body, your upper back, and your lower back grounded to the mat. Try to keep the back of your head down on the mat. And use the amount of press you want here to press that knee in and find a nice comfortable spot where you can breathe for a couple of seconds. A couple more breaths here. And on the next exhale, lower the right foot on the mat. Slide the left knee over the right knee, stacking your knees on top of each other. Shift the hips slightly to the left, just a little bit, as you lower the right knees off to the right side. Open up the left hand off to the left side. Take the right hand all the way off to the right side. Keep your shoulders grounded down to the mat. Set the gaze softly over the left side of the body. Spinal twist on the other side. Now this side might feel very different than the other side. Make some adjustments if you need to. Open up, loosen up. Do whatever it takes to make this feel comfortable. Take a couple of breaths here. Soften the body. Maybe close your eyes and check back into yourself. Another option is to take the right hand, press gently on the outside of the left knee to give you a slight sensation, extra sensation in this twist. And then release the hand, bring the knees up, unbind the knees, open up the feet mat width apart, and then windshield wiper the knees left and right, find some release into the hips, into the groin. Some tension might have built as we twisted. Now bring your knees up and bring your feet together. Place your feet on the mat. If you have a block or a pillow or something, place it underneath your hips. We're going to get into our inversion here. Take your heels all the way to the sky, lengthening the legs and the knees. Want me to place a block under your hips?
If that's what you want to do.
Dorsiflex the feet. Keep the knees all the way up. This is your inversion. This feels a little tense. You can place a pillow or something underneath your hips to soften that contact between the lower back and the mat. Now try flexing the toes and engaging the feet, pointing and flexing, or as flointing. Now bring the knees in for a hug, bend the knees, clasp your hands around your chin or your knees, squeeze really tight. Maybe lift up the forehead or the nose to meet the knees. Get into a tight ball here. Squinch really good. Get some movements going. Get some fluids moving around, the lymphatic fluids that don't require circulation to move around. And then release. Clasp the insides of the arch of the feet. Open up your knees off to the side. Get into your happy baby. Press the knees into the mat, into the ground as you open up the feet off to the side. Maybe shift around, wobble left and right, back and forth. Find some movements here in your happy baby. And when you're done, be done. Release the feet, release the hands, take the feet off to the mat, preparing for our final posture, our Shavasana. Lay down flat on the mat and soften the body, soften the shoulders, the back, the belly, the knees, the thighs, and the feet. Soften the breath. Begin to scan your body mentally. Begin to notice how you feel and how your body feels. And allow yourself to experience this moment, the place you call here and now. And we'll see you again next time.